In 1971, Detroit faced a surge in crime. Robberies plagued the city. People were afraid. To combat this, the Detroit Police Department formed a new unit. It was called STRESS, Stop the Robberies, Enjoy Safe Streets. STRESS had a clear mission. It was to reduce crime by any means necessary. The city was desperate for a solution. Citizens lived in fear. The police felt pressure to act. STRESS was seen as a tough answer to a tough problem. But the methods they used would soon prove controversial. STRESS officers patrolled in plain clothes. They often used decoys to attract criminals. This meant officers would pretend to be vulnerable targets. They hoped to catch criminals in the act. STRESS favored a confrontational approach. They believed that aggressive tactics would deter crime. Their methods did have an impact. Crime rates, particularly robberies, did decrease during the unit's operation. However, their tactics came at a steep cost. Many criticized STRESS for using excessive force. There were numerous allegations of police brutality. The unit primarily operated in black neighborhoods. This led to accusations of racial profiling and harassment. The public grew increasingly concerned about STRESS's actions. Then tragedy struck on April 26, 1973. Two teenagers, Ricardo Buck, 15, and Craig Mitchell, 16, were shot and killed by STRESS officers. The details of the incident remain murky. But the public outcry was swift and furious. The deaths of Buck and Mitchell became a symbol of STRESS's deadly excesses. The incident sparked widespread protests. People demanded justice for the slain teenagers. They called for the disbandment of STRESS. In 1974, newly elected Mayor Coleman Young responded to the public outcry. He ordered the disbandment of STRESS. The legacy of STRESS is complex and controversial. The unit's aggressive tactics did reduce crime, but they did so at a terrible human cost. STRESS left behind a community deeply scarred by violence and mistrust. The unit's actions raised serious questions about police brutality and racial bias in law enforcement. The story of STRESS is a cautionary tale. It highlights the dangers of prioritizing aggressive policing over community trust and respect. It serves as a reminder that true public safety requires a commitment to justice and accountability. The lessons learned from STRESS continue to resonate today, shaping the ongoing conversation about police reform and community policing.